Okay, today's gonna be a good one. It's special for me because this is why I do what I do. This is one of them times when I truly get to sit in front of somebody that I could say I am a fan of, like 100% a fan of. This woman, she's singer, songwriter, actress, Grammy winner. I mean, I can go on for days and days. Please welcome to Vlad TV, the icon, the legend, Miss Stephanie Mills. What's up, Miss Stephanie?
Hi, Shawn. How are you? What a wonderful introduction. Thank you.
You know something, Miss Stephanie? I could have went on for about 10 more minutes. Like, I'm telling you, when I do these interviews, I'm very, very honest in my approach, and everything I said, I truly meant. So this is going to be a fun one for me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. And by the way, you're looking good, Miss Stephanie.
Thank you.
You're looking very good.
Thank you.
All right. Let's take it to the beginning.
Okay.
You from my hometown. I'm New York. I'm from the boogie down Bronx. But you hail from Brooklyn.
I'm from Brooklyn, New York, Bedford-Stuyvesant.
Do or die, Bed-Stuy.
Do or die, Bed-Stuy. Yes. Yes. And I started very early in the industry. I don't think people really know that I won 6 weeks at the Apollo Theater. And then I did Maggie Flynn on Broadway. That lasted about 9 months.
Okay, so were you one of them people who were always singing? You were always acting? Because just now you mentioned singing at the Apollo and Maggie Flynn on Broadway. Two very different disciplines. Was it always in your blood to do both? Or did you just have parents who were one of them parents who, what do they call them?
Stage parents.
There you go.
I didn't have that, but I always sang. And because my family thought I was good at singing, they took me out to auditions and things. So that's how I got Maggie Flynn. I auditioned for it. Also with The Wiz, but I did not want to audition for The Wiz.
You didn't want to audition?
Okay, I did because I had gone up for so many different things that I didn't get them, that I didn't think I would get the role.
How old was you when you got The Wiz?
17.
You were 17 when you got The Wiz?
I was 17 years old, even though they said I was 15.
Because you just mentioned, you know, you had done Maggie Flynn on Broadway. Do you know how long it take people to get to Broadway? Like, if you got The Wiz by 17, you wasn't doing bad, Miss Stephanie.
I wasn't. I was very blessed.
How much rejection was you getting if you did Maggie Flynn on Broadway and by 17 you had gotten The Wiz? Was you auditioning every week?
I was auditioning a lot. You know, in New York, there's always something going on, and I was auditioning a lot. And then when I was young, I did Captain Kangaroo, and I did The Electric Company and different other shows like that. So when you're working, you still are auditioning for things. And I didn't like auditioning. When I was young, it wasn't so bad. But as I got older, I just didn't like it. I didn't like auditioning for things.
Did you not like it simply because of the process or just the rejection?
I didn't like it for both. I didn't like the process and I didn't like the rejection.
Got you. You said earlier that you love to sing. You've been singing since you were very young. Is that your first love or is it acting?
Oh, singing and performing live is my first love. But, you know, I don't really consider myself an actress, even though I've just finished something that was really, really good called Pride. It's the 7 sins of, and it's going to come on Lifetime April 8th. And I played the part of Birdie, and we had a wonderful cast. We had nephew Tommy, who played my son Gabe, and Kia King, who played my granddaughter Ella, and we also had Erica Campbell, who came on and played Pastor Trey. So that was a wonderful experience. It was in Vancouver, and we were there for 17 days, and we shot the movie in 17 days.
Is that the one that Bishop T.D. Jakes is somehow involved in?
Bishop T.D. Jakes is the executive producer, and so is Derek Williams. Yes.
Okay. Very, and you still don't consider yourself a quote
Well,
unquote
now I
actor.
do. I think because I think I did a pretty good job in this part, so I'm really happy with it. But before I didn't. I'm more confident in my acting now than I was before.
Okay, you know, like many singers who come from the inner cities and within our communities overall, did you start out singing in the church?
Absolutely. I was baptized at the age of 7 at Cornerstone Baptist Church. And yes, I started singing in church. That's the freest place to start.
Wow. Yeah, because your vocal range, that big voice coming out of that little body, you be like you be like blowing. I could easily see you in the front of the church going off.
Yes. I sang in the choir and then I used to lead solo. So yes.
Very, very nice. How tall are you? You
I'm
about
only
what? 4'9",
4'11.
5?
I'm 4'11.
You're 4'11".
Yes.
My goodness. Them notes you be hitting, you would think that you are 7 feet tall.
I was blessed. God blessed me. He blessed me really good.
Do you have, and by the way, I should have asked you this earlier. Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I have, yes, there were 6 of us. There were 3 girls and 3 boys. I had a brother that passed away about 5-10 years ago. So there's 5 of us left.
Did anybody else get in the business, and can everybody sing like you?
No, none of them can sing and none of them really got in the business. No.
Hold on. So you're telling me 5 siblings, there's 6 of y'all all together, and you were the only one blessed with that voice?
Yep, I was the only one.
Same parents?
Same parents. The same parents. I was the only one blessed.
I gotta ask. Sometimes it be mama done had 3
right.
kids
No,
with
it's the
somebody,
same parents.
dad.
We all came from the same papa and mama.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. Okay, let's talk. I wanted to go to the Wiz, but if my memory serves me correct, you had a record deal before you even got the part at the Wiz, correct?
Yes, you've done your homework. Yes, it was on Paramount Records, and it was a record called I Knew It Was Love. That's how Ken Harper, who was the producer of The Wiz, heard about me and asked me to come down and audition.
Really?
Yes.
So was it a single deal?
It was a single. Well, we did an album, but the single was out. But I only had one album with them.
See, before you, and this is the craziest thing, because most people don't realize this about your career. Most people don't realize this about celebrities that they see, how long they worked and how much time they put into the game before they really blew.
Right. They don't realize it.
Wow. Okay, so you have this record deal. How old were you when you got it?
I was 15.
15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And back in them days, you used to shop demos. You used to have to go to the studio and spend God knows how much money. It wasn't like it is today where you could just set up a studio in your house.
Oh, no. You had to spend money. You had to go to a studio and, but the record company paid for that, even though it came out of my money eventually. But the record company paid for it.
Okay, so how did he even spot that you had that much talent to give you the record deal?
He heard me sing. He came out and heard me sing.
Was it at the Apollo, or was it at the?
I think it was at the church. He came and heard me sing at the church, or like I used to do little shows around town, at the grand finale and things like that. Yeah. So
this had nothing to do with winning the Apollo for 6 weeks straight.
No, I had won that way before.
And by the way, when you won that, what did you sing? What was you singing week over week?
I sang Who's Loving You by the Jackson 5 and For Once in My Life by Stevie Wonder.
Beautiful song. And that's when the Apollo was the Apollo. They were
that's
brutal
when the
up there.
Apollo was the Apollo. And weeks I would be there. You would see, James Brown had a week there, and the Isley Brothers and Roberta Flack, and I got a chance to meet them because the Apollo, the amateur night was on Wednesday nights.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I
Yeah.
got a professional booking there, it was with the Isley Brothers.
Okay, so after you won for 6 weeks, you got a professional booking with the Isley Brothers?
Yes, you get a professional booking with an artist. And mine happened to be the Isley Brothers.
That's dope. Did you get to meet them?
Oh, yeah. And then I toured with them for a little while.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I did.
All right. Okay. Nice. Okay, let's talk about the Wiz. The Wiz comes into your life. I know you said you did not even want to go down there and do that audition.
No, I didn't.
How's that come about?
That came about. I was asked to come down and audition. I just did not want to go. And I went to the audition crying with my mom. And I forgot what song I sang for the Wiz. Or it was Danny Boy. I sang Danny Boy for my audition. And Ken Harper loved it. I went down again for a second time. And then I met them at Jeffrey Holder's house the third time. And they told me I had the role as Dorothy.
Okay. That's big. You got the lead role in The Wiz on Broadway, the Great White Way.
Yes, the Great White Way, yes.
What are you saying to yourself at that moment? Especially considering you didn't even want to go.
I was very young, and I was shocked when I got the role. But I was very young, and when you're young, you don't look at things like, oh, this is a big thing. I didn't look at it like that. I just looked at it as this is a play. I'm going to go in and I'm going to sing and they're going to teach me how to dance. And that was it. But I didn't look at it like, oh, this is big. I didn't look at it like that at all.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. I just wasn't, I love to sing. So I looked at it as just another outlet for me to sing and sing in front of people. I was already used to singing in front of people because I would sing at church. And our church was a big congregation. So I wasn't afraid. So I just looked at it like, okay, I'm going to be singing in front of lots of people every night.
Okay, how difficult is it to perform? Because you're not just singing every night, which for you, that's what you love to do. But you're also acting, you have to remember lines. How difficult is it to literally go out on that stage, remember these lines, belt out songs like Home, which all of us know? Is it a difficult process, or you just, after a while, I'm just used to it. I'm just used to going on that stage. It's what I do for 2 straight hours every night.
Actually, it wasn't that difficult for me because I had already been in a Broadway show. So I knew kind of the ropes, and I had done television and things like that. So I was already disciplined. But I will say this, doing The Wiz was the best education I could have ever gotten as far as a performing and doing something. You're doing 8 shows a week. So every night you have to find something to make it fresh, to make it new. So that's challenging. And I'm always up for a challenge. But I love doing The Wiz. I did it for 5 years.
The Wiz was something like 7 Tony Awards.
It won 7 Tony Awards. It surely did. Best musical, best director, best costumes, best choreographer. Dee Dee Bridgewater won for Glenda, and best music and best book.
Okay, so were you ever nominated for a Tony?
No.
Wow. But just to say I was in a play that it was a Tony Award winner.
Well, I can say that I won the Tony because it won for best musical. So that's everybody.
Do they actually give you a statue?
No, they don't give you. No.
They don't give you a statue?
No.
But you do got the bragging rights.
Yes. You're in a show that won 7 Tonys. That's a lot to brag about.
So I got to ask you, The Wiz went on, as we all know, and was turned into a motion picture.
Yes.
Why didn't you get that part?
Because Diana Ross wanted it. At that time, she was a huge star, and she wanted to play Dorothy.
Simple as that.
It was just that simple.